Welcome in to Cozy's Ghost Adventures. Today I'm going to tell you a story of the Whispering House. So let's go. There was a small, quiet town, nestled in a valley, where everyone knew each other's business. Everyone up in each other's business, man. And the air always smells like pine trees. There was one house on the edge of a town that no one with the right head on their shoulders would go near. Not even during the daylight. It was an old, decrepit mansion with peeling paint and broken windows. The locals called it the Whispering House for good reason. Long ago, it was the home to the Marlowe family, rich but eccentric. They were known for throwing lavish, badass parties, but as the years passed, they became more and more reclusive. The town whispered about strange things going on over there. Flickering lights at odd hours and soft, eerie music drifting from the windows like my buddy Drifter at nighttime. Some said they heard voices, low and cryptic, carrying on the wind. The oddest thing was the garden, guys. The garden. It was perfectly maintained, despite no one ever seeming to be working on it. How is that possible? I had a garden for 3 years. The first year, I busted my ass, and the weeds grow like weeds. They grow crazy. You gotta be watering it. Having a good garden that works takes a lot of time and effort. But not this garden. It did it by itself. The flowers seemed to bloom at nighttime, glowing with a ghostly light. One evening, a curious young woman named Eleanor, who had just moved to the town, couldn't resist the pull of the house any longer. She's like, I'm going to go over there and see what's going on. She heard the rumors, seen the creepy overgrown ivy creeping around the iron gate, and felt the chill pull on her chest. Dun, 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 dun. Something about the place felt alive. Eleanor found herself standing in front of the gate one evening, the sky turning dark with the chill in the air. She hesitated for a moment when she pushed the gate open, which creaked in protest. The door was ajar. If you don't know what that means, the door opened, inviting her in. Her heart raced. But her curiosity was even stronger than that. Inside the house was a maze of dimly lit hallways, each one filled with faded portraits of the Marlowe family. Their eyes seemed to follow her as she walked deeper and deeper into the house. She could hear soft whispers like the murmur of a thousand voices coming from all directions. It wasn't loud, but it was unmistakable. Undeniable, the way when we're together. Anyways, Eleanor reached a grand staircase that spiraled upwards. You know how those weird-ass staircases go around and around and around. One of those guys. And she felt drawn to it. As her foot touched the first step, a voice echoed in her head. Go back, you need to leave this place now. Go back, you need to leave this place now. Go back, you need to leave this place now. The voice sounded both far away and incredibly close, like it was inside of her skull. My goodness. But Eleanor forged forward. At the top of the grand staircase she found herself in front of a massive, ornate door. The whispers were louder now, urging her to leave, but there was something hypnotic about the way that the door shimmered in the dim light. She reached out and turned the handle to the door, stepping to a large, open room. The moment she crossed that threshold, the whispers stopped. At this point, everything went silent. Crickets. And then it happened. In the center of the room stood a grand piano, its keys covered in dust. But as soon as Eleanor entered, a note was played on the piano. It was soft at first, and it got louder, then it got louder, then it got louder, and then it got louder, and more frantic. Eleanor looked around. No one to be seen. Suddenly, a shadow moved across the room. Quickly, she turned around, her heart racing, and there it was, standing in the doorway. There was a figure. It was a woman. Her face was pale and gaunt. Dressed in a flowing white gown. She had long, dark hair like that girl in The Ring, if you've ever seen that movie. Woo. Creepy, 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 creepy. I wouldn't want to go down that well at night, would you? Anyways, she had dark hair that hung in front of her face. Dark, blackish, brownish, creepy hair. But what froze Eleanor's blood for real, guys, was her eyes. Black as coal. Hollow and endless. The woman smiled at Eleanor, but it was not a nice smile. It was a knowing, cruel grin. I'm gonna get you. The woman stepped forward to her feet, never touching the ground. Her feet never touched the ground, and whispered, "I've been waiting for you, Eleanor." Eleanor tried to speak, but her voice failed her, as you can imagine. Wouldn't you guys be terrified too? She backed away from the thing. Her legs were shaking, but the woman followed, her eyes burning with an unnatural light. Then, just as quickly as she had appeared, the woman vanished, kapoof, leaving Eleanor alone in the room. The piano stopped, and the house went eerily silent one more time. Frozen with terror again, Eleanor turned and fled for the hills. She stumbled down those spiraling staircases, hearing the whispers chasing her with every step down the path, until with one final burst of fear, she bolted out the front door. The moment she stepped outside, the house went completely still. No more whispers, no more flickering lights, just the deep silence of the night ahead. Eleanor never spoke about what happened that night, but after, the town did notice something very strange. The Marlowe mansion was gone. The house was no longer there, as though it had never existed to begin with. The gate, the windows, the walls, all vanished into thin air, leaving only the ghostly memory of the whispers in the breeze. And some say, when the wind is just right, you can still hear the soft notes of that piano playing in the distance, waiting for the next curious soul to come close. What do you think? Pretty eerie, right? Was that just a dream? Or is that a true story? The Whispering House. The end. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. If you want more stories like this, comment down below. Let me know. See you guys later. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Bye.